Child, Rudy Giuliani is out of the hospital. I'm telling you, there is something fishy with that whole story. Look at my new earrings, y'all. They're called XO earrings. I was scrolling over there on the TikTok shop, and there was this beautiful jewelry maker selling her products on the TikTok shop. And she had these on display. And I said, oh, they remind me of my LV earrings, except they say XO. And so I wanted to support a Black-owned business. She's just now starting her shop over here on TikTok. She's more well-known over on Instagram, I think she said. But I thought these were so cute and more of an everyday size than my LV ones. And so, yeah, aren't they cute? And yeah, girl, these locks are locking. Anywho, this is Rudy Giuliani on his podcast last night. I was thinking for a minute, Tabitha, you shouldn't be laughing because this man is 81 years old and he fractured the thoracic something in his back. And so he's wearing a back brace. Now, what had happened was Rudy Giuliani, and this is according to the so-called press release that they put out there on social media. They were traveling on the freeway and they saw a young woman stopped on the side of the freeway, and she was a domestic violence victim. Okay, so they pulled over, they helped her out, they called 911, da-da-da-da-da, all right? They get back in the car, get back on the freeway, and as they're traveling on the freeway, he gets smacked in the back by another motorist that was traveling at a high rate of speed. He was transported to the hospital. He had lacerations. I don't see where the other lacerations are. Y'all see any other lacerations on Rudy Giuliani in this photo? But nevertheless, he claimed that he suffered, or they claimed that he suffered from other lacerations, including this injury to his back. Now, why they told us about the DV victim, I don't know, because the DV victim has nothing to do with the so-called accident. And so when they transported him to the emergency room, they immediately called his business partner and his medical care provider. Now, the medical care provider, I completely understood. But why they called his business partner, I don't know. But both arrived to the hospital, and they saw to Rudy Giuliani receiving treatment. Now, when I discussed this story in a previous live, my question was, why didn't they call his kids? Rudy Giuliani has kids. Why weren't the kids contacted to make sure Rudy Giuliani received the type of care that he needed? My other question was, why did they include this story about the DV victim when it had absolutely nothing to do with the accident? And discussing this in the live, a lot of people came forth and said that they believe they shared that story of the DV victim because they wanted to portray Rudy Giuliani as a hero. And I was like, okay, ding, 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 I could get with that. But why are they trying to portray him as a hero when the main story, the main part of this story is that He was in an accident and was transported to the emergency room to receive care. Why was there a need to portray Rudy Giuliani as a hero? And I surmised that there was more to this story because of that. Something ain't right with that story. And here Rudy Giuliani is on his podcast last night, strapped up in this brace. But there's video. Let's watch the video. I ain't seen the video. I just downloaded it so we could watch it together.
He tried to swerve. I mean, that must have been part. There was something because we were moving at a
going like this. She's looking over there.
Right. Because she must have gone in the median.
Well, she must have gone that way.
Yeah. So I see the car. First question, is there anyone else in that car? As I see this woman coming out, she says no. That's important, right? Because you got to. And then I see her. She's obviously upset and distraught. All I care, though, is that she's okay. I grab her. Or, I try to, I get up close to her and just make sure she's okay. I believe there's a little bit of blood, but other than that, she seemed fine. I don't want to say fine, right? But she at least seemed like, nothing ended up that needed immediate attention.
I would be very upset if they charged her, and I would stop it. I would do everything I could.
Of course, we have no plans.
I wouldn't even testify against her. I just think the woman made a mistake, and she should move on with her life.
Oh, God, God bless. Yeah, a 19-year-old.
Everybody makes mistakes. If she made a mistake, maybe she didn't even make a mistake. Maybe it was understandable. In any event, the poor woman didn't mean any harm to anybody. And thank God it all worked out okay. I'm fine. He's fine. Little rehabilitation.
Okay, that clip tells me absolutely nothing. He says he's fine, sitting there in that back brace. He says he's fine. And he would be very upset if this woman was charged. That clip tells me nothing. I need the whole, can somebody let me know where I can find a replay of the whole podcast show? I'm headed down to the office. I'll do some lookups when I get to the office, but I'm hoping somebody will provide me with a link so that when I get to the office, I can plug up my earphones and listen to this nonsense. And we might have to go live to watch the entire story being told in Rudy Giuliani's podcast. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. Meet me over there on the tube tomorrow. I'm not going to give you a time because, baby, I be real fickle with keeping with time. But we'll go live tomorrow and watch the entire show to see what Rudy Giuliani has to say about this crazy story. I just feel like there's more. There's more, and they're trying to get out ahead of it. That's what I feel like. But maybe the podcast episode will tell me something different. On that note, I'll see y'all later.